My man and my woman. What is going on this morning? Yeah, I've got my Mogami. I don't know, it's like a 80 foot, I don't know, it's got to be like 20 feet long or something like that. A little bit much for this application, but that's okay, we'll take it. And as you can see, I'm still in my pajamas this morning. For the Merry Christmas Eve version of the morning ritual for guitar growth. Just having the time of our lives around these parts, aren't we, Kevin? I see that you're on. I just saw that. Good morning to you, my friend. Good morning to you, my friend. And we're going to just keep working through this like there was no disaster at all that ever happened. You got to do something real quick. Yeah, I understand. It's early. And we've been out snow blowing and motoring around and already doing, well, not motoring around, but pushing the hand push, you know. I broke all my fingernails, so I'm back to the pick this morning. So interesting things being a fingerstyle guitar player. Interesting things that are just challenging to overcome. And we'll get started. We'll just go ahead and get started, okay? But not before I say Merry Christmas Eve. And let me give myself a like so I can teach myself, and a few hearts. I'll get my thumbs moving around. Look at this. You can actually see that this is how you do it. You dial up Jason Carey Guitar live, and then you come over here and you double tap the screen. Oh, and then you click the hearts until your finger wears out. It's a great way to present, it's a great way to develop calluses for your guitar fingers. You know, great way to do it. So I highly recommend the old, that technique when it comes to liking Jason Carey guitar videos. But all humor aside, let's see if we're in tune. Channel 2024, hello, do you remember me? Well, let's see. The name, I think, it looks different. Maybe some of the names are coming through differently now. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But I'm sure I do remember you. I'm sure I do, sure of it. Thanks for being back. Can you, Channel 2024? Is it Channel or Chanel 2024? Who said, can you play Beat It? Oh, yeah, okay, there you go. Let's do that this morning. Have you searched, have I actually done Beat It on my channel yet? First of all, thank you for coming. Thank you for being a return viewer. I forget, do you play the guitar? Are you a guitar practitioner yourself? I'm going to call you Channel because I think Chanel has one N, right? Yes, I have a normal guitar. A normal guitar, that's probably, you're a beginner. You're in a really great spot. You're in a really great spot. I wish I had somebody like, not that I'm anybody, but I wish that I had someone like me to practice my guitar with every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. just to kind of get me through my warm-up. And this is definitely beginner friendly, and I'm really excited to hear that you are indeed a beginner. A beginner, I kind of view myself, a lot of us view ourselves as beginners, and you're going to notice as you proceed through your guitar practice, as you continue to learn the guitar, you'll keep playing as long as you remember to keep your chin up and just keep playing for the right reasons. And remember why you started in the first place. Don't forget that. But it's great to be able to practice or to warm up and then just get these little conversations going. So I am going to keep this going through 2025. You probably haven't heard yet, so I'm going to take a minute while you're here and we'll play. Let me just. There it is, right? And then there's this other. There's this other line. It's kind of like the galloping 16ths that Judas Priest, or you hear in the beginning of that Heart song. Right. Yeah, oh, Raul's in the house. Travis Young, good morning. Can you do advanced songs? Sometimes. Sometimes, like what kind of advanced? Are you thinking Giant Steps by John Coltrane? Have you heard that one? That's pretty advanced. You know, Zhivago by Kurt Rosenwinkel, that's fairly advanced. Check these out. Are you a guitar player? Can you do Riptide? Who's Riptide? What is Riptide? Any Green Day. Yep. I'm a big fan of the old school Green Day. I also really like the American Idiot record. You know, don't wanna be an American idiot. You're right. Just love the rawness of all of that. And I forget, so I haven't played those tunes for a long time. But it's I'll tell you one that came along through my office when it came out. Just don't want to date myself, but you all can take a look, and you know I'm 19 anyway. You know what I mean? You all know I'm 19. Remember that? There's this acoustic guitar. And then there's also the chord. It's like, instead of using the open position, it's exactly the same chords, but we're playing bar chords and it gets chunked out a little bit. Let me show you what I'm using for an amp this morning. You know what we also should do? We also should turn on the 98. Let's turn the 98 on so you can see that. I've got my leather-bound journal, my desk, and my headlamp I was looking for this morning because we're snowed in. I've been looking for this, so I'm going to remember not to forget to bring that back. Got my little YouTube treat, my little YouTube thing, because I'm a YouTuber, a pro YouTuber, you know, laughity laugh. I guess I haven't gone over far enough. This is the amp I'm using this morning, just so you know. It's a little Steve Vai Spark Mini. I don't, you know, if you want to buy it through an affiliate link, I'd love to have your support, but it's a great little rig. Anyway, so that's what I'm playing through. Here's the bar chord. I think the bass line was something like this. When I come around, I'm playing it like, you know, totally haven't warmed up yet. Just running around like a chicken with its old head cut off. But let's go ahead and get focused. I see Kevin's back here wishing us all good morning. And before we get off on a wild pig scramble and never come back, last thing we want to do this morning is catch a pig. We might want to catch the pig, but our parents definitely don't want to be bringing a pig home from the pig scramble. It's just a lot of responsibility. So we don't want to chase it too hard this morning, but we just want to get warmed up. And I'm back to the pick. Kevin, I broke all of my fingernails yesterday. I'm back to ground zero. So I'm glad that I got the "Oh Holy Night" song released when I did, because I really needed my fingers for that one. And so let's go ahead and just jump into what we're actually doing. Merry Christmas, Raoul, indeed. Riptide. Oh yeah, who is Riptide? Which song is the can you help me with that one? I will buy an electric guitar, but which one should I get? A Jackson Dinky or an Ibanez? You know, the Dinkies are pretty cool. I gotta say, I've never owned a Jackson, but I'd love for them to send us one to review. So if you're on the Jackson team and you see this, I'd love to review a Jackson like one of the Dinkies. We got an Ibanez shop going here and a Gibson shop. We've got a bunch of different kind of guitar, Rickenbackers. But if you're looking to play shred, if you're looking to play like a super Strat, Schecter makes a great one, but it's like $800-900. If you want something that's great, I know for a fact the RG series from Ibanez is like second to none. Just really great guitars. They play great, they sound great, they feel great. I would recommend that, but that's only because of my small little world I live in, and I would just check that out. You know, any guitar you buy, figure out what it is, what's your budget, and then stick within your budget, and then you always can play it for a few months or a year, and then when you're ready, buy another one. You know, save your pennies and buy your rupees and buy another one. But get started. You know, make a decision, get started. You'll decide that there are things that you like about it and things that you don't like about that guitar, and that gives you your appreciation. What I would recommend, though, is definitely start at the bottom of the barrel if you're a beginner, because if you start with a really expensive guitar, we don't really have any understanding what makes this guitar good or better or more useful or different is the word I'm looking for than this guitar. This cheap guitar, I have plenty of $50 guitars sitting around the shop, and those $50 guitars all serve a purpose. So do not hesitate to buy a $50 guitar to get started either. You know, learn on it, learn how to fix it, learn how to repair it, and don't be scared to set it up. Do some studying on setup. So let's go ahead and get started with the old finger warm up. We're running way behind time today. I'm getting rupees. I've got 1 rupee, 1 gem so far this morning. Jason, have you ever played a Duesenberg? I can't say that I have. No. Why, do you have one? Can you please do the Crazy Train riff? I can. JT Streams, what's going on, JT? Good morning. So, Rec 210. What's up, brother? What's up? I love that. I love that. You get right to the point. We are all brothers and sisters. That's absolutely true. You know, really appreciate that one. Merry Christmas, JT. Yeah, I'll play the, you hang out for a second. I've got to get us through a little bit of the morning ritual for guitar growth. So I've been doing this every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, and this is episode like 255 or something like that. I need to make episode 260 before the end of the year, because I had this idea. Like, I've always had guitar teachers tell me, you need to warm up, you need to practice, you need to do this and that. And I've also adopted that verbiage for my students. You know, warming up is a good idea. Practicing a guitar is a good idea, because you know what? What do guitar players do? What do guitar practitioners do? That's right. We play the guitar. So part of being a guitarist is quite literally playing the guitar and not just sitting around dreaming about it. So I think it's important to do this. So I wanted to take the first video from 2025, the last video from 2025, 260 episodes later. I want to take those two videos and, whoosh, you know, pardon the kung fu, I grew up on kung fu movies. So Crouching Tiger is probably one of my absolute, it's like a dream fest for kung fu fans. But anyway, so I like to lay those two videos one on top of the next and then see how much progress have I made so that I can share with you whether it's worth, you know, what did I gain from practicing or warming up for 260 hours every weekday morning over the year of 2025. So I'm going to get those reports out to you, and we all have that to look forward to. That's a monumental agreement, you know, that we make with ourselves, because I've heard people say thou shalt practice, but I've never actually seen what happens when you warm up for 260 hours straight. And it's been straight, man. You can ask Kevin, because Kevin's been here the whole year. You know, ask Kevin if he's Kevin Haas. He's the channel moderator right here for the live chat. Keep things light and lively. Give Mr. Haas a good morning. Kevin's a wonderful man. He's a guitar practitioner himself. He's a finger stylist and a guitar enthusiast and a good man in general. So setting personal goals is great. Super important, man. Super important. Stand by for... So what is it? Crazy. That's how it goes. Yeah, great. Gotta get warmed up. But thank you for asking about it. Fingers 1 and 2 and 4, and we're clicking away with the metronome at 60 beats per minute. So 1 E and a 2, T E and a 4. And if you keep asking for songs this morning, I think it's Merry Christmas Eve. So I think we can break away from some of what's going on with the typical morning. The format of this show is typical that I do not answer song requests, but it's Merry Christmas Eve, so, you know, Merry Christmas to all of you who are here and asking. We could easily celebrate, you know, and I think Kevin might be okay with a little flexibility. Oh, okay, can you look up Riptide? All right, let me look up Riptide. Can you, once again, I'm sorry, get off the track here. Can you just let me know who does the song, and then maybe I already know it. Flexibility and dexterity has improved greatly, plus all of Jason's knowledge, and now my love for... So fingers 1 and 3 on frets 9 and 12. Merry Christmas, y'all. Hey, Izzy, what's going on? You getting any good fish on? It's great to see you, man. Merry Christmas to you, too. Thanks so much for stopping by. Golden Brown, Sweet Child of Mine, that's right. Vance Joy, okay. Finger workout looks like thumbs up. Yeah, you got it. Please don't do Sweet Child of Mine. It was played at my dad. Oh no. Simple Man, these are all great. The pentatonic is all you need to rock. Agreed. Totally agree with you there. Yep, you got it. Mira, good morning. Good. Fingers 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're on to fingers 1 and 4. One last beer, Uncle. Yeah, I had my one last beer at the beginning of last Lent. At the beginning of last season Lent, I began my fast. And therein, I completed my relationship with alcoholic beverages. which is, you know, it's for some it's a big deal. For me, it's like not really that big a deal, but it is a good thing to do. I feel a little bit, you know, happy about that. So one last piece. So let me go look up Vance Joy's. Let me go look up Vance Joy's. It's a jazz guitar, Riptide. What kind of guitar is that? Oh, Oscar Burns. But what guitar? Okay. You don't see many of these around because this is sort of made out of unobtainium now. It's a semi-hollow guitar. It's like the Gibson ES-3035, which Chuck Berry used, of course, to play the famous riff that changed rock and roll forever. But it's a smaller, more compact variation. It's got a semi-hollow, so there's a maple block coming through. This is a spruce top and a real cool back, you know, maple. What is the back? I think the back is also maple. The neck is rosewood with a mahogany neck like a Les Paul would. And it's a Gibson ES-339. It's one of my favorite guitars because it's got that sporty sort of build. You can rip through any rock tune. Half a mile from the county fair and the rain came pouring down. Me and Billy standing there with a silver half a crown, handle full of fishing rod, and our packs up on our backs. Right, so it's oh the water, oh the water, oh the water, rain down on me. And then there's this really cool. And it stoned me to my soul. But you put a little distortion on it, a little edge of breakup, and the song really like comes alive. It can really come alive. Just a great little song. Let's take a look at Riptide. I guess we're gonna go off the rails here on the crazy train. So Riptide. Let's see what's going on here. Let me turn this sucker up. So dun dun. I'm not really tuned to the song. I think we're in the right key. Okay. Yeah, that's a really cool little song, and I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. You know, because it's the way you would play it is likely with a capo, and if you want to stick around for the rest of the session, like the last 15 minutes, we can kind of get into it and break it down. I'll get the capo out and walk you through it. So that's Vance Joy's Riptide, and I really appreciate you bringing that to the table today. So thank you. I can definitely help you out. It's played on ukulele, but on uke, but I'll help you play it on the guitar so that it sounds like a uke. That's where the capo comes in handy. You know what I mean? So, or I can just kind of teach you these. I can teach you these other voicings, right, that will help it come kind of like pop off the guitar, you know what I mean? But let's go ahead and get back into the morning ritual for guitar, right? Let's go ahead and stay tuned up. We got to stay tuned up. So we're on fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're going to skip over fingers 2 and 3 and 4, Kevin, if you don't mind. I think you and me were the only ones who are the regulars here this morning, Kev. Mr. Haas. But that's okay. I'm just working through my morning ritual. If you guys want to keep ripping on the request, the song request, you can easily do that if you'd like. Coffee time, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, I don't know if I missed you, but Izzy, thanks for being here, bro. Let me know if you need any sound tracking for your channel. I'd love to write songs for Fishing Channel. I might, don't tell anybody, but I might even provide them to you for free. Typically, we'll have like a $2,500 minimum for that kind of thing, but I would do that for your channel for free. So if you want a few of those tracks, let me know and we'll get a couple things going. I don't know if you use music or not, but I'm happy to provide you with something that's original to your channel. I love watching you rip those. I love watching, you know what I love about, one of the things I really like about your channel, sorry, let's get back to, I really like that we catch and release a lot. If we're out there trout fishing and, you know, stream fishing, we get in the cold water and sometimes we'll put the waders on and sometimes we'll fish for the salmonid, right? The sporty fish that kind of really require the, you know, the holding patterns and then all of that stuff. And I like to catch them, look at them, take a look at the health of the fish, because the health of the fish and the way the colors of the fish and the way they look determines the health of the watershed. And I like to report that. We like to report that to our state agency workers who are maybe not working in the regions, because we get out into remote areas. We do enjoy that. It's part of being a Carey is we've got well, there is a Carey Lake in the state, and for some reason, I'm not sure why that is, but there is a Carey Lake in the state. And it's spelled just like my name. But we do like to get out and get sporty. So that's why I like this sporty guitar. It's a really great little shape. It's a little spendy if you wanted to buy one down now. They're a little bit spendy. I think some of the secrets kind of out of the bag, you know what I mean? This one is the last one that was actually made in Memphis. So, oh, Travis, thank you for your subscription. I appreciate that. Nice guitar, thank you. Travis Young, was I self-taught? I was really motivated to learn the guitar. Thank you for asking that question. Fishing is like playing the guitar or playing the drums or anything in that order is always good for your soul. It's really like about discipline. I mean, it's about being able to breathe and being aware of your environment, and you become a conservationist through the act of fishing. If you're really interested in what you're doing, if you're fishing for the Lord, I fish for God, you know what I mean? And then it always puts me in touch. The same reason I play the guitar. I play the guitar because I'm searching for that thing, you know, for God. But it does put you in touch with your environment. And so it causes us to think about all of the things that circumtangentially sort of belong to the guitar, or the fishing, or the mountaineering, or the NASCAR driving, or the, you know, anything, a quilt making. Yeah, but was it JT? I'm not married to Mariah. I have a really, really great, I do have a great wife though. I do have a great, you know, if, Izzy, you can email me anytime at jason@jasoncareyguitar.com if you want to start talking about what it looks like to, you know, to use. I can give you you know, sort of like we can talk about some terms, and then you can use the, you know, I give you a license for the songs and whatever, the audio, so that you don't get dinged. I won't register them with, I typically register all of my works with BMI. I'm a BMI member, and so you can find me on BMI, but I I don't need to register them. I don't need to, and then you can use it as an original work. I love to support fishing and conservation and whatever it is. I like the fact that you free release fish. You look at them, you get them back in the water unscathed, and then you give us all a chance to look at fish that we would never get a chance to see otherwise. So I really, really appreciate that part. So Travis, yes, I was self-motivated, and I had folks that bought me guitar lessons for a long time while I was a young lad. They started me on sessions early. I started playing the guitar, just kind of dubbing around with it, realizing that there was something with strings on it laying on the couch, and I picked it up and I would just strum it and look at it and wonder about it. And so those days, I still remember those days. The guitar's always been around the house, always. And it was always free for me to explore and touch the guitar. Be in a relationship with the guitar. And that's, for that, I'm thankful. Has it brought me a lot of joy and a lot of pain over my life? Yes. But that's what the blues is for. That's what the blues is for. The blues is a great medium of expression. It's our low barrier for entry into the world of improvisational musics. And so for that, we are definitely thankful. But I did have guitar lessons, private tutors every week, one, half an hour, and then it was an hour a week. So I always had that privilege of having someone to bounce those ideas off of. I realized that that's doable for many parents who globalize their children. I also realized that that's not doable for those of us who struggle to make ends meet. And that's yours truly. We all have our Everests to climb. But I remember going through, let's go ahead and just kind of get with that 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise. We'll complete our morning ritual for guitar growth and our warm up, and then we'll go ahead and talk for the last 15 minutes about something fresh, and it could be that tune we just talked about. It could be that, so stick around. But I do remember going through music school and remember feeling like, geez, I already feel like music is magic to me. And I know this is a concern from all of us because I've taught a lot of students who are preparing, they're making preparations to go off to Berkeley or Oberlin. Oberlin is basically the Harvard of music education, right? So I have students who've been to all of the top music colleges, and then I'll write a letter of recommendation for them to gain entry, and then because some of the staff are familiar with me, for some reason, and it's just how it is. And so during that process of preparation, I remember there being, JT Stream's going to go now. God bless and Merry Christmas. Spread the love. Amen, brother. You too. I remember there being like, the question is asked, so, I'm feeling like learning all of this music, this school or this academic approach to music is ruining the magic of how I feel, the magic of the music. And so I was once that person, and I was once reassured that the more you learn, the more we learn, the more we can internalize, and the more words we can say, the more expressive we can be. But eventually we forget those shapes and those patterns and musically relevant cultural lessons that we get, and eventually we come back to a place where we can become our own guitar practitioner, right? And then Jeremy Fry, good morning. Let's go ahead and see what Jeremy's up to this morning. I see Jeremy's here, and I missed his. Good morning, my friend. Merry Christmas. Hope you and family have a great day. Had a few minutes before work. Glad to watch and learn. Jeremy, I really appreciate you being here. Tanya, good morning. And thanks, Jason. I appreciate your support. Gotta go. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Go catch some fish. C minor 9. Yeah, A sus2. Now we're talking. Kevin, we got probably, I don't know how many, I think we must have 6 inches of snow, 7 inches of snow here. I don't know what you got for snow, but we definitely got our fair share, I think. And definitely, let's go ahead. Oh, that's what's going on here. Let's skip that to live so I can be up to enough with what's going on. All right, so we're going back to 808. Oh, one of my favorite drum machines, the Roland 808. You guys ever play with drum machines? Have you ever used drum machines? Actually, Kevin, do you have a Macintosh computer, an Apple computer? If you have an Apple computer, that would be a great tool for a musician of your caliber. Or an iPad. I know you have an iPad and an iPhone. I forget which. You have an iPhone or an iPad though, and there's a really cool interface. And your guitar is electric acoustic, correct? I'm going to work through the pentatonic system while we do this. Okay, so you have an iPad. iPad has a function on it, an app called GarageBand. Are you familiar with GarageBand? Okay, so you can line out from your Taylor 414. You can plug in your guitar cable and then plug into Apogee. APOGEE makes a really cool, cheap, relatively inexpensive interface for you to plug into your iPad. So you can use your guitar as an input into your iPad and learn how to play with headphones on. And that would be a really great thing for a guy like you who's, just crafty with the guitar every day. You can use it as sort of your musical journal, and you can kind of figure out how to catalog the stuff. But that's going to be pretty important for a guy like you who is kind of moving along in his ability on the guitar and wishing to maybe one day share some music with friends. Like, I'd love to put some guitar lines or listen to some of the stuff that you're working on. So you could easily email me an MP3, right? And that's something that we can do, that people love to do. Apogee, yeah, Apogee Digital. Bob Clearmountain and his wife. So Bob Clearmountain was the, and you know the story with our relationship with Scott Fish, and then you know, being there at the recording of Born to Run, and you know, the studios with him, and sharing a bucket of fried chicken with the boss and stuff like that. So the recording engineer, the mixing engineer on that job was Mr. Clearmountain, and so Mr. Clearmountain was. You know, Apogee made the first available dithering patterns to add noise to music, so that it didn't sound so, digital music didn't sound so clean. And so their sort of legacy is stamped. It's baked into the music, the digital music that we hear, because everybody uses their dithering algorithms for exporting, you know. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is they're analog. When you plug your guitar into an iPad, your analog signal becomes converted to digital signal, which can be interpreted by your iPad, or GarageBand on your iPad. And I don't email anything easy, yeah. But it's so fun. It's just such a great, and then you get that feedback and that joy of listening back to the self. And then you're like, oh boy, I really could use a little more practice in this department. And it helps us to become more mindful in how we approach each and every single note we play. So fingers, anyway, recording is just a great way to journal our, you know, part of our life's journey. Yeah. And then maybe one day we see an album, you know, an EP or a single or something from the great Kevin Haas. Yeah, it'd be really cool to just see that happen, but no pressure. I think the first thing to do is just to get familiar with the gear, and trusting the gear is super important, you know. It could take a little bit of time to just get familiar with and start trusting the gear. Hey Mark, overslept. I overslept too. I'm sort of still in my jammies, you know. There's a little purple box called the Boom, or there's another one that's smaller, the Apogee 1. That's a really great thing, and the interface is so clean. It's basically like you're walking into, you know, the power station, right? It's literally that easy to get. Super clean, super high-end recording quality for almost no money, you know, relatively no money, right? And I could give you an affiliate link, but I think, you know, I'm not in that business, you know what I mean? But I do know what sounds good, I do know what works, and I do know I've used Apogee Symphony products for a long time in the studio, and they're second to none. So I'm confident that you'd enjoy it. Anyway, so let's go ahead, and we're getting right down to the wire, and we're coming back through the end of the pentatonic practice. And this is just a planing. We're just moving the pentatonic sound and shape up and down the guitar neck, what's called parallel planing, because I'm not changing the shape of the pattern as I descend through the scale, or descend through the neck. And I am changing it, but those are just mistakes that you're witnessing, and that's okay. And then this is shape number 2. I'm going to go through all 5 shapes, and then we can get into you know, anything you guys like to talk about. If there's anything, like, I don't know if that guy's still here wanting to talk about the Riptide or not. If you want to talk about that, that's great. But you could also, if either one of you, Kevin or Mark, you wanted to do something with the last 10, just let me know if you have a preference, or if not, we'll just keep carrying on, right? So fingers, the shape number 3 is one of my favorites, because I do this a couple of different ways. Sometimes I'll play it like with that fourth finger. So that 4th finger places, it's the only shape that you get 4 pattern, or 3 notes on 1 string. but that leaves you with leaves us with only one note on the B string. Right, and that's okay, but I also appreciate playing it with two notes on every string so that we can keep this shape symmetrical and balanced. So two notes on every string is also another approach that we really need to practice. So I really need to practice these every single way I can. But shape number 3 moves up to shape number 4 is another interesting shape. And you can hear like these shapes don't need a whole lot of, how do you breathe life into a pentatonic shape? And it's so simple. Gotta let the time go by. We've got to let things just kind of soak. There's a little bit of that kind of thing involved with what we're doing, you know. But for now, all I'm doing is just kind of conditioning my fingers to find the notes and just familiarize myself with a footing. So like what Alex Honnold did for, you know, his first free solo ascent of El Capitan, you know, totally unheard of by anybody else in the climbing world, you know. One wrong move, it's like, you know, but you have to get up there and you have to study you have to take a look at, well, if I can reach for that, can I grab it, or is there some moss growing up there, so I have to get up there and scrape the moss out. I realized that by the time I scrape the moss out and I'm 3 months into, you know, and I'm only 400 feet up the wall, I'm learning the path. I'm learning to walk my path. Sometimes my path isn't always a straight shot, right? And I do the gardening that I feel like might need to be done, shape 5. Only to find that the path dies out and I need to go back to the path that's known, and I go back and I look for another way forward, and then I'll do another bit of study, and then eventually I memorize the path, and then when it's time for me to actually do this without a rope on, hopefully I've memorized every inch of that 3,500 foot vertical path, because if I make one single mistake, then I'm going to peel off of this very technical path or rock climb to my death, right? So it's very serious consequences. And fortunately for us, the guitar doesn't have any of that. You know, those objective dangers are very low, you know, for many of us. Unless you're jumping off of a stage and crowd surfing, which is pretty fun. You run the risk of you have to calculate, will the audience part like the sea, or are they going to be there to catch me? You know, those are decisions we have to make. I'm not doing a whole lot of crowd surfing these days, but I have been there and done that and bought the t-shirt. Dixie? Is this the Dixie from way back in the day? Skateboarding together, Dixie? No. There's a show on Magnolia called the Cabin Masters. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Cabin Masters. No, sir. Okay, just checking. Well, good morning to you. I really appreciate that. We used to skateboard with the Dixie. Well, everyone calls him Dixie now, but Martin, good morning. Oh, double stop with a bend. Let's do that. Let's talk about that. So we've been talking a lot about pentatonics. We've been talking a lot about we've been getting through all of these like morning rituals things, and we're getting really good at some skills. We're developing proficiencies, but one of the things that this really is not about is it's not really about practice. This is about warm up, the thing that comes before the practice, the thing that gets us prepared mentally and physically. Emotionally, we are prepared now to practice the guitar, right? But for the last 10 or 15 minutes of every morning ritual, I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. lowering the bar and the barrier for entry for guitarists all over the planet. Just being here for myself, you know what I mean? It's just a good thing to do. I used to be able to ollie up onto a picnic table right off the other side and just kind of, those were the days. The days were a lot different then. So let's take a look at some minor pentatonic, just some double stops, because Greenberry's been here a long time. And he's a normal, sort of like what we call a regular. Now, here's a cool feature about, let's go back down to A minor. And this is for everyone. If you're a beginner, this is a gift for you. This is one of my Merry Christmas gifts to you. Hopefully I don't give away too many of my trade secrets, because one day you might become better. I don't think like that at all. I don't know a whole lot of players who do think like that. We like to share the lineage of guitar practitioners, right? So if you started with the Mary had a little lamb, or fleece was white as snow, everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. I'm going to use those nursery rhymes to inform my phrasing. I'm going to take that metronome off now. Good morning. Oh, Marzak, good morning. Oh, okay. I gotcha. All right. Thank you for being back here. So we're thinking, like, what happens when I bend a single tone? I bend a note. I don't need a whole lot of extra pressure to bend it and make it sound like it's doing something. But if I bend it a whole step, I want to be there on tune, right? So I have to get back up to, let's say I'm on fret 5. I want to bend that 8th fret up to sound like fret 10. And then I release the bend and come back and play. I want to bend up to and pull back down and release. That's a whole different technique. Because sometimes when I bend up, now I'm grabbed the B strings now under my pinky finger. And then so when I release the bend, it's going to pull on the B string, right? So I've got a little bit of fret hand control, picking hand controlling that, providing assurances that I'm not going to drop the ball. And then, let that open up the G string. Or I don't want to hook onto another string unintentionally. Although life is full of unintended consequences, we want to be able to sort of develop a system of control for our tone. And then it sounds pretty weak, right? So if I pluck the high E string too hard, it gets a really thin sound. New, hey, Clash Core Games. I'm a new guitarist. Well, congratulations and welcome to the club, my friend. We are here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. talking about what it's like to, we're dreaming about what it's like to build our lives as guitar practitioners. It's free, and we do work that's very basic and very simple and very approachable, but totally appropriate for beginner, intermediate, and advancing guitar players all together. So you're more than welcome to join us. We thank you for the gift. Thank you for the rupees. I really appreciate that. That's fun. It's exciting to be able to see that happening. And so we're talking right now about bending, but what you would witness if you come back again, we're not going to be here on Christmas Day tomorrow. But on Friday, I'll be here. I'm here every weekday morning. We talk about simple things such as warming up, just doing really simple things that help us to make, longitudinal improvements. And I would listen to anything that the guy with the blue wrench next to his name, Mr. Kevin Haas, he's kind of he's pretty good at providing meaningful feedback, especially for beginners. If you're a beginner guitar player and you want to, receive some feedback that is meaningful and fruitful and not just the next hyped thing on the internet, this is a good place to be. It's a good fit. There are probably hundreds of thousands of other great places to be. So I'm not claiming that this is the only place to be, but it's a great place to be for many, right? So thanks for being here, Clash, and hope to see you again. You can like, share, subscribe. You can do all of the obligatory stuff. But I wanted to talk about what happens when we actually use, the blues scale. When I bend that G note up a whole step, and I bend that B note, B string up a whole step, if I'm double stopping on 7th fret, for example, and I lay that, I'm smearing my finger, this is the last thing we're talking about for today, then we're off to have a beautiful a Christmas experience. What I'm doing is I'm bending this string. You gotta hear this, stick around, it's very short, plucking the 2 strings, and I'm bending, but the lower string is bending up a whole step while the top string bends up a half step. Imagine that. So it's those 2 notes. So whenever you do a double stop with one finger, it's different than if we do a double stop with 2 fingers, because you can control the bend on each finger. But because the bend remains parallel, we're bending a whole step and a half step at the same time with one finger. So really important technique to understand and think about, and I hope you think about it. It's a great one to do. And certainly, I started learning guitar the last 2 weeks. Congratulations. If you don't mind, I'd love to hear more of you coming back for our morning ritual for guitar growth. This happens every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. It's designed to reduce, here we go, Clash. Kevin is right here at the bottom of the hour. Kevin introduces us all, and he also closes it up for all of us. So at the bottom of the hour, we'll see Kevin, and we hear from Kevin and Clash. Jason has plenty of videos that any level of guitar player can learn from. And typically what will happen is this live feed, this live chat. This is a great way for us to collect information for videos that you would like to see that actually work for you. So if you are here and as you have questions, We'll either answer them directly, or we'll go ahead and get your questions in the production pipeline and actually produce content that it's basically designed for you. I've taught thousands and thousands of students, and some of my friends tour the world in bands you probably know, play the Warped Tour, play Burning Man festival. You know, they're all over the place, and I'd love to see you again. And that's enough shameless self-promotion, and I appreciate the plug, Kevin, and it's definitely appreciated. So you all have a very Merry Christmas, and we're not going to be here tomorrow. I'd say obviously, but I've been here on weird times, so you would know. But I am definitely not going to be here tomorrow. I'll be here in spirit, but I'm going to focus on my family tomorrow. And that starts today, as soon as we end here. And I hope you are able to do the same. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. And all right, you too. I love that. How did you do that? All right. We'll talk to you again soon. Oh, Raul, I love your song. I love your song, man. If you, I'd be happy to master any of those things if you decide you want an EP. I have all kinds of mastering equipment here, and I'd love to do it for no charge for you. So if you don't tell anybody about that, it's great. Did you notice the continuity? I did. Tuna and Edgar. Yeah, I was wondering if it was a Quentin Tarantino reference when you said the title of the song yesterday, and it was definitely, it turned out to be the reference I was expecting. You know, I'm pretty far from normal. Just one of the, it's a classic. We went through a process where we were all like wanting to be filmmakers in high school, and Tarantino was the one who really inspired a lot of us, you know. So really cool. I'm glad that I was able to look at it. And anyway, Merry Christmas to all of you who are sticking around, and thank you so much for being here and contributing to the success of us all. Until we meet again on Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, I wish you all